My name is Meredith Blake. I'm an Associate Professor of Law. I have researched and taught in the areas of health law and policy and criminal law for over 20 years, and I have a long-standing interest in end-of-life decision-making and capacity.
My mother asked me to assist her with her death, which involved pills and possibly a plastic bag. Was I right to be concerned by my mother's request for my own, liability and also for my daughter to take a cautionary approach?
Yes, you were. I would absolutely say that you were really right to think very carefully about this. To put it generally, our laws on homicide say that if a person causes the death of another person with the requisite fault element and there are no relevant defences available to that person, then that person may well be convicted of a homicide offence. So when you're talking about what you were asked to do, really what the law looks at is the extent of your involvement. And if what you do is the last act, let's say a smothering type of situation, then it may be possible to argue that your actions are the cause of the person's death. And that would therefore land in the territory of the homicide offences because the causation of death is a necessary element of the homicide offences. Whereas if your involvement is more tenuous, that is the supply of pills, then that is more likely to fall within the scope of the aiding or abetting of suicide offences.
Effectively, what my grandma was asking my mum to do was illegal and was going to result in some kind of criminal investigation.
Yes, yeah. We don't know how much of this goes on, but certainly if it came to the attention of authorities, it would produce some sort of criminal investigation.
Once my grandma had made the decision about going to Switzerland, where she was planning to end her life, what does the Australian law have to say about myself and my mum helping her in her preparations to go?
What you did and what you carried out in terms of preparations for travel and accompanying her there, that form of help has not been addressed in the criminal context. I'm not aware of anybody being prosecuted for engaging in that sort of assistance.
If a family member in Australia was thinking about helping another family member travel to Switzerland, should they be worried?
I think they should be thinking carefully about it. Just because it hasn't been the subject of a prosecution doesn't mean it won't ever be.